Think seasickness will ruin your cruise? That's just one of 30 cruise myths we're about to destroy in this brand new series. Welcome to the ultimate myth-busting journey for smarter, safer, stress-free cruising. 30 myths, 90 days, all the truth revealed. This is Cruise Safe, your go-to channel for safer, smarter, and stress-free cruising. We're launching our biggest series yet, 30 Cruise Myths Busted. Over the next 30 episodes, we'll expose every fear, lie, and misconception keeping you from your dream cruise. From seasickness to safety, from cost to crowds, no myth is safe from the truth. What cruise lines don't want you to know? We're revealing it all. This isn't just another travel channel promoting cruise lines. We're here to protect you with insider knowledge that could save your vacation, your money, and your peace of mind. Real facts, real protection, real results. Episode 1 tackles the myth that stops more seniors from cruising than any other. Everyone gets seasick on cruise ships. If you've put off that dream cruise because of this fear, today's episode will change everything. At our age, we deserve to know the real facts, not scary stories that keep us from the experiences we've earned. Here's a question for you. How many times have you heard someone say, "Oh, I could never cruise, I'd be sick the whole time"? Or maybe you've said it yourself. Well, here's the first truth bomb of this series. That person is probably wrong. The Centers for Disease Control and Prevention reports that motion sickness affects up to 25% of cruise passengers. Let me repeat that, up to 25%. That means at least 75% of cruisers feel absolutely fine. 3 out of 4 people sail without any seasickness problems whatsoever. But wait, it gets better. Of that 25% who do experience some motion sensitivity, most report only mild symptoms lasting 1 to 2 days while their bodies adjust to being on water. We're talking about feeling slightly off, not the dramatic movie scenes of people hanging over ship railings for an entire week. This fear didn't come from nowhere. Decades ago, cruise ships were smaller, less stable, and frankly less comfortable. Movies like The Poseidon Adventure and countless TV shows showed people getting violently sick on ships. But those scenes were from 50 years ago, before modern technology changed everything. The truth? Today's cruise ships bear no resemblance to those old vessels. We're about to show you exactly why, and it's going to amaze you. Modern cruise ships use something called active fin stabilizers. These are massive underwater wings that extend from both sides of the ship. They're not decoration. They're engineering marvels that can reduce ship rolling by 80% to 90% in normal sea conditions. Picture this. Sensors detect when a wave is about to hit the ship. Within milliseconds, computer-controlled hydraulic systems adjust these fins to counteract the wave's force. It's like having shock absorbers on your car, but for ocean waves. But that's just the beginning of what these ships can do. The newest cruise ships, like Royal Caribbean's Wonder of the Seas and Norwegian's Prima class, have what's called zero-speed stabilization. This technology keeps the ship steady even when it's completely stopped at port during rough weather. Something unimaginable just 20 years ago. Most people will forget to hit subscribe, even though it helps more than you realize. Don't be one of them. Your support helps us bring you these insider secrets that could save your next vacation. Hit that subscribe button now, because we've got 29 more myths to destroy. Here's what cruise lines won't emphasize in their marketing. Ship size dramatically affects stability. The smallest cruise ships today carry about 700 passengers. The largest carry over 7,000. That's 10 times bigger, and physics works in your favor. A ship weighing 250,000 tons doesn't bob around like a 25,000-ton vessel. When you're on Royal Caribbean's Icon of the Seas, you're on a floating city that's 1,198 feet long. That's nearly 4 football fields. At that size, ocean waves become ripples. Let me share something that proves this point. Margaret from Tampa, age 74, contacted our channel last month. She said, "My daughter kept saying I'd get sick on a cruise. Finally booked one anyway on the Symphony of the Seas. 7 days in the Caribbean. Never felt queasy once. Spent more time worried about the worry than actually worrying about anything real." Want to know the real secret to her success? This information alone could make or break your cruise experience. Cabin location affects motion more than any other single factor you can control. Best cabin locations for minimal motion. Deck 6, 8 on most ships. Midship cabins, numbers ending in 50, 80 on most layouts. Interior or ocean view. Avoid balconies on lower decks for stability. Worst cabin locations, if you're concerned about motion. Forward cabins on any deck. Aft cabins above deck 10. Top deck suites, no matter how luxurious. Here's what cruise lines don't want you to know. They often price the most stable cabins as their cheapest options. Those interior cabins on Deck 7 midship? Often hundreds less than upper deck cabins that move more. You save money and get a smoother ride. Not all cruise routes are created equal when it comes to smooth sailing. Some itineraries are naturally calmer, while others might challenge even experienced sailors. Smoothest cruise routes for seniors. Caribbean from Florida, protected by islands. Mediterranean in summer, calm seas, protected routes. Alaska, inside passage, protected waterways. Panama Canal, river and canal systems. Routes that can be rougher. Transatlantic crossings in spring Northern Pacific in winter Bay of Biscay routes. Open ocean repositioning cruises. But here's the surprise. Even rough route days are manageable with the right preparation. At our age, we need to be smart about medications. Here's what actually works. Backed by medical research and safe for older adults. Over-the-counter options. Dramamine, dimenhydrinate. Take 30. 60 minutes before sailing can cause drowsiness. Bonine, meclizine. Lasts 24 hours. Less drowsy than Dramamine, preferred by many seniors. Dramamine, non-drowsy, meclizine. Same active ingredient as Bonine. Different brand prescription options to discuss with your doctor. Scopolamine patches. Placed behind ear 4 hours before sailing. Very effective promethazine. Strong anti-nausea medication, prescription required. Ondansetron. Used for chemotherapy nausea, works for motion sickness. Natural remedies with real science. Ginger capsules, 1,000 milligrams daily starting the day before cruise crystallized. Ginger, chew throughout the day ginger. Tea, available on most ships, acupressure wristbands. Apply pressure to P6 point on wrist. This timeline could save your entire cruise experience. 1 week before sailing, start taking ginger supplements if you choose natural remedies. Confirm medications with your doctor. Request midship, lower deck cabin if you haven't booked yet. Day before sailing. Get a good night's sleep. Avoid alcohol. Eat light, frequent meals. Apply scopolamine patch if prescribed embarkation day. Take motion sickness medication before boarding. Locate medical center immediately upon boarding. Avoid reading or screen time during initial sailing. But here's what might surprise you most. Cruise ships are actually more stable than many people's daily transportation. The average city bus has more motion than a modern cruise ship in normal weather. That bumpy ride to the grocery store, more jarring than a Caribbean cruise. Train travel, which many seniors love, often has more side-to-side motion than a cruise ship. Even commercial airliners experience more turbulence than cruise ships experience wave motion. Let's get specific about how modern cruise ships achieve their stability. This technology is so advanced, most passengers don't even realize it exists. Active fin stabilizers work like this. Hydraulic fins extend 15, 20 feet from each side of the ship. Computer sensors detect wave motion 10 times per second. Fins automatically adjust to counteract rolling motion system works at any speed, even when ship is stationary. Additional stability systems. Ballast water systems that redistribute weight for balance. Advanced hull designs that cut through waves rather than riding over them. Gyroscopic stabilizers on some newer ships. Computer-controlled propulsion that adjusts to sea conditions. But here's the part cruise lines really don't advertise. Ship designers know exactly which cabins experience the least motion. This isn't guesswork, it's physics and engineering. Here's the insider knowledge that could transform your cruise experience. Motion decreases as you move, from bow to stern toward the middle, from top decks down to lower decks, from outer edges toward the center line. Specific cabin recommendations. Deck 6 or 7 on a 12-deck ship, cabin numbers ending in 50, 80, midship on most layouts. 1 deck above the main dining room level interior or ocean view, rather than high balcony suites. Here's what's criminal. Cruise lines often price the most stable cabins as their cheapest options. Those interior midship cabins on Deck 7, often 40% less expensive than penthouse suites that move significantly more. You save money and get a smoother ride. Not all cruise itineraries are equal when it comes to smooth sailing. Some routes are naturally protected, while others cross open ocean. Here's what 30 years of cruise industry data reveals. Smoothest routes for first-time cruisers. Eastern Caribbean from Fort Lauderdale, island protection. Western Mediterranean from Barcelona, enclosed sea. Alaska inside passage, protected waterways. Mexican Riviera from Los Angeles, coastal route. Routes requiring more preparation. Transatlantic crossings, open ocean. Hawaii repositioning cruises, Pacific swells. Northern Europe in winter, North Sea conditions. Bermuda from New York, Atlantic exposure. Here's something that will change how you think about cruise timing. Cruise lines price their itineraries based on demand, not sea conditions. Sometimes the cheapest cruises are actually the smoothest. Caribbean cruises in September might cost 50% less than December cruises, but the seas are often calmer because hurricane season pushes storms away from cruise routes. Mediterranean cruises in October offer beautiful weather and calm seas at prices 30% lower than peak summer rates. Alaska cruises in early September have the best weather and smoothest inside passage conditions, often at lower prices than July sailings. If you decide to cruise, here's your step-by-step preparation plan. 2 weeks before, consult your doctor about motion sickness medications. Research your specific ship's stabilization features. Check weather patterns for your sailing dates. Purchase ginger supplements if choosing natural remedies. 1 week before, start taking ginger supplements daily. Get prescription patches if recommended by Dr. Pack. Motion sickness kit in carry-on luggage. Download ship deck plans to locate medical center day before sailing. Get adequate sleep. Fatigue worsens motion sensitivity. Eat light, avoid alcohol. Apply scopolamine patch if prescribed. Pack crackers and ginger ale and carry on embarkation day. Take preventive medication before boarding. Locate medical center during safety drill. Choose midship dining table if possible. Get fresh air on deck during initial sailing. Here's something controversial that experienced cruisers know. The anticipation and worry about seasickness often feel worse than any actual seasickness symptoms. How many times have you avoided something because of worry that turned out to be nothing? Share your experience in the comments, because we're about to reveal the most shocking statistic yet. Internal cruise line data reveals some fascinating numbers they don't publicize. 92% of passengers complete their entire cruise without visiting the medical center for motion-related issues. Less than 3% of passengers request cabin changes due to motion sensitivity. Over 85% of first-time cruisers book another cruise within 2 years. 78% of passengers report the ship was steadier than expected. Norwegian Cruise Line's customer service data shows that seasickness complaints represent less than 2% of all passenger feedback. Compare that to complaints about Wi-Fi, 15%, or dining wait times, 8%. Motion sickness isn't even in the top 10 passenger concerns. Here are the daily habits that make seasickness even less likely. Before your cruise, stay hydrated in the weeks leading up to sailing. Get regular exercise to improve balance and inner ear function. Avoid excessive alcohol, which affects inner ear function. Practice balancing exercises if you're concerned. During your cruise, walk the promenade deck daily for fresh air and exercise. Stay hydrated with water, not just coffee or soft drinks. Eat regular small meals rather than large, infrequent ones. Get adequate sleep to help your body adjust. But here's the ultimate secret about cruise ship motion. Many passengers report that they feel more motion in their cars driving to the cruise port than they do on the ship itself. Modern cruise ships are so stable that some passengers actually sleep better on the ship than they do at home because the gentle motion is soothing rather than disturbing. Think about it. When you're in a modern cruise ship cabin, you're in a room that cost hundreds of thousands of dollars to design and build, with technology specifically created to keep you comfortable. Compare that to a hotel room where you might hear traffic, construction, or other guests. The ship might actually be quieter and more stable. If seasickness fear has been keeping you from cruising, here's what the evidence shows. You've been worried about something that probably won't affect you. And even if it does, it's easily managed with modern solutions. The numbers are clear. 75% of passengers feel no seasickness at all. Modern ships reduce motion by 80 to 90%. Multiple safe, effective prevention options exist. Medical help is available 24/7 on every ship. This is just day 1 of our 30-day myth-busting journey. If you think seasickness concerns are overblown, wait for episode 2, where we reveal the shocking truth about falling overboard. The statistics will absolutely amaze you and will expose the safety features cruise lines don't advertise. Episode 3 tackles the norovirus outbreak myth that has everyone terrified of cruise ship dining. We'll show you the real numbers, the prevention strategies, and why cruise ships are actually cleaner than most restaurants on land. By episode 30, you'll know more cruise truths than most travel agents. We're covering everything from hidden fees to hurricane policies, from dining myths to excursion scams. No myth is safe from the truth. If you're ready to book that cruise you've been postponing, here's your checklist. Choose a ship launched after 2015 with modern stabilizers. Book midship cabins on decks 6, 8. Pick naturally smooth routes like Caribbean or Mediterranean. Pack motion sickness prevention in your carry-on. Talk to your doctor about safe medication options. Don't let decades-old myths stop you from new experiences. Subscribe and ring that notification bell so you don't miss a single episode of this groundbreaking series. Next week, we're revealing the real facts about falling overboard and the safety statistics that will shock you. After that, the truth about norovirus outbreaks that the media loves to sensationalize but rarely reports accurately. Which cruise myth worries you most? Falling overboard, getting sick, hidden costs, safety in foreign ports? Drop it in the comments below because your biggest fear might become our next episode. We read every comment and use your concerns to shape this series. Remember, this is Cruise Safe, where we protect travelers with information cruise lines don't want you to know. At our age, we deserve honest answers, not marketing fluff. No myth is safe from the truth, and your dream cruise is closer than you think. See you next week for myth number 2, and remember, the truth revealed changes everything.